Did you know that the Soviet Union's triumph in World War II played a pivotal role in shaping the global balance of power we know today? Their victory not only redefined international relations, but also set the stage for the eventual emergence of modern-day Russia. But how did the Soviet workforce, comprising millions of workers, including women and civilians, endure the unimaginable hardships and sacrifices to secure this pivotal victory? Welcome to Before Now, where we explore the untold sacrifices and unimaginable hardships of Soviet workers in the final days of World War II. Before we continue, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, back to business. As the Soviet Union geared up for war, the government expected unwavering commitment from its workforce. Amidst the chaos and destruction of the front lines, Soviet workers on the home front tirelessly labored. Starting in June 1941, factories ran non-stop, churning out essential war supplies like ammunition, tanks, and planes. These unsung heroes worked around the clock, crafting weapons, ammunition, and other necessities to support the Red Army's advance. However, their efforts came at a great cost, as they endured extreme hardships, including severe food shortages and poor living conditions. Food rationing was tight, and workers often subsisted on meager meals of bread and cabbage soup. With little access to essential nutrients, hunger and malnutrition were rampant, leading to fatigue, illness, and despair among the workers. Meanwhile, their living quarters were cramped, unsanitary, and offered little respite from the grueling work. Despite these immense challenges, Soviet workers persevered, driven by a determination to contribute to the war effort and secure a better future for their country. Their unwavering dedication and sacrifices ultimately played a role in shaping the outcome of World War II and forging the world we live in today. The Soviet government created a system that ensured that the entire population was mobilized for the war effort, implementing a centralized system to allocate resources and labor. The state controlled resources, including food, fuel, and raw materials, giving priority to war-related industries. Factories were nationalized and workers were assigned jobs based on their skills and the needs of the state. Strict quotas were imposed to ensure maximum productivity, and managers were held accountable for meeting their targets. To succeed in the war, women made a significant contribution to the Soviet labor force during World War II. Many played unusual roles like the Soviet Women Sniper Corps. Soviet women like Lyudmila Pavlichenko and Nina Lobkovskaya defied traditional roles, becoming skilled snipers who made significant contributions. Pavlichenko, known as Lady Death, tallied over 300 confirmed kills, while Lobkovskaya earned 89 confirmed kills and the prestigious Order of Glory. By 1935, women made up 42% of the industrial workforce, a significant increase from the pre-revolution era. With millions of men conscripted into the military, women stepped up to fill the gaps in factories, agriculture, and other essential industries. They accounted for over half of the industrial workforce by the end of the war, proving their resilience and capability in the face of adversity. However, despite this progress women made on the war front and as a workforce, they often faced sex segregation, confined to specific roles and skill levels. Seeing how successful this system was, the total mobilization effort lasted until 1945. During this time, industries and populations in Western Soviet Union were evacuated en masse to eastern regions. The strategy proved successful, with the Soviet Union emerging victorious, but at a tremendous cost in terms of human life and resources. Between 1942 and 1945, Soviet industry adapted to the demands of a wartime production, with an emphasis on military equipment and supplies, demonstrating the nation's resilience and resolve to win. While the Soviet workforce faced unimaginable hardships, their counterparts in Nazi Germany enjoyed relatively better conditions. Under Adolf Hitler's rule, full employment was achieved by rearming Germany and building infrastructure. German workers enjoyed higher wages, better benefits, and more comprehensive social services, such as healthcare and subsidized vacations. However, this prosperity came at a great human cost. The Nazi regime exploited forced labor from concentration camps and occupied territories. Millions of people were enslaved, subjected to inhumane conditions, and forced to work in factories, mines, and construction projects. In contrast, the Soviet Union's centralized system and nationalized industries, particularly during the war years from 1941 to 1945, allowed for a more equitable distribution of resources. Soviet workers were driven by patriotism and a sense of duty, despite facing food shortages, long working hours, and poor living conditions. In the Soviet Union, workers received basic necessities such as housing and healthcare, but faced constant challenges. If the Soviet workforce had not supported the military during World War II, the outcome might have been drastically different. During World War II, the Soviet Union faced off against the Axis powers, primarily Nazi Germany. In June 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, invading the Soviet Union. In contrast to Germany's highly mechanized and technologically advanced military, the Soviet Union relied on sheer numbers and resourcefulness. Without the workforce, the production of essential war supplies would have been significantly hindered, leaving the Red Army ill-equipped to face the Axis powers. Germany could have potentially defeated the Soviet Union in 1941 or 1942, changing the course of the war and the world. A Soviet defeat would have likely prolonged the war and could have even led to Axis victory. If the Soviet Union workforce had not been mobilized effectively, the consequences would have been catastrophic. As historian John Erickson observes, the Soviet Union's ability to mobilize its workforce and resources has a profound impact on its ultimate victory over Nazi Germany. A weakened Soviet Union would have allowed Nazi Germany to dominate Europe, potentially leading to a fascist victory. Fortunately, the Soviet workforce was available, and they played a crucial role in the war, manufacturing everything the Red Army needed to resist the invasion. Despite the hardships, their unwavering commitment to the war effort played a crucial role in the eventual defeat of Nazi Germany. By 1943, the tide had turned, and the Soviet Union began pushing the Axis powers back, ultimately contributing to their defeat in 1945. The war effort left a profound impact on the Soviet Union's economy, infrastructure, and society. Despite emerging victorious, the country faced the enormous task of rebuilding after the massive destruction. The loss of millions of lives left a deep scar on the population, and the heavy focus on military production during the war created economic imbalances. The Soviet Union focused on rebuilding its economy by investing heavily in various industries and the military. However, this meant that there wasn't enough attention given to producing consumer goods and growing food, which led to food shortages and rationing. The shortage of skilled workers in key industries played a huge part as millions of men were conscripted into the military. This shortage had a lasting impact on the Soviet economy, contributing to stagnation and inefficiencies in the decades that followed. People's living standards decreased, and it took until the mid-1950s for things to slowly improve. The war also brought significant social changes to the Soviet Union. The massive mobilization effort led to increased urbanization, as people moved from rural areas to cities for work. Women who had played a crucial role in the war effort found new opportunities in the workforce, leading to greater gender equality. The Soviet Union's victory in World War II strengthened its position as a world power and helped spread communism across Eastern Europe. However, internal political repression and economic stagnation eventually led to the country's collapse in 1991, marking the end of a great era. Fast forward to today, the differences between modern Russia and the Soviet Union during World War II are striking. Russia has transitioned to a market-based economy, with private enterprises replacing state-controlled industries. Labor practices have transformed, with an emphasis on worker rights and protections. Working conditions have also improved dramatically. Gone are the days of 12-hour shifts, meager rations, and hazardous environments. Today, Russian workers enjoy better safety standards, shorter working hours, and higher wages. The legacy of World War II and the Soviet experience have taught valuable lessons. Maintaining a balance between defense and social welfare is vital, and international cooperation is essential for preserving global peace and security. The role of the Soviet workforce during World War II was instrumental in shaping the course of history. The workers stood as a central figure within the Soviet Union, a testament to the system's focus on the working class. While the trade unions existing at that time did not foster class solidarity, as one might expect, workers found a sense of moral satisfaction and connection to the regime through these institutions. Even when faced with hardships and inadequate resources, the Soviet Union remained, in their eyes, a workers' state. As the world evolved and the Soviet Union eventually collapsed, workers were left to navigate an uncertain future, an unwelcome post-Soviet tomorrow. Many mourned the loss of the system that had provided them with a sense of identity and purpose. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories like this. We also encourage you to share your thoughts, questions, and personal connections to the story in the comments section below. Thanks and bye for now.